Chosen ones, can you feel it right now? That restless stirring inside of you, that quiet pull you can't explain. That weight in your chest, that fog in your mind, that sudden discomfort in places you once loved. This is not burnout, it is not weakness, it is heaven shaking you awake. You are not falling apart, you are being reshaped. This is your moment of divine acceleration, where what once took years will now happen in days. In the next few minutes, I promise you will not only understand the reason for your unease, but also discover how to step into the breakthrough heaven is preparing for you right now. This is an inspirational message designed to help you recognize the signs of your transformation and reclaim the peace and clarity you've been missing. If your heart is longing for clarity, if your spirit is ready for a shift, you are in the right place. Stay close because what you are about to hear will change how you see your pain, your places, and your purpose. This is Spiritual Journals, and we are on a mission to spread God's Word and awaken hearts just like yours. Subscribe right now to Spiritual Journals and turn on the notifications so you never miss another word that could redirect your entire season. Thank you deeply for being here. Your presence matters, and together we are building a community of chosen ones rising into their calling. This is your time to see, to rise, and to receive.
Chosen one, let me speak straight into your heart. The restlessness you feel, that sense that nothing quite fits anymore, is not the collapse of your strength. It is the birth of your new season. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding the skin of who you used to be. What once gave you joy now feels heavy, not because it was wrong, but because it was for an older version of you. God is calling you into a spiritual awakening, and awakenings are rarely comfortable. They are disruptive, they are stretching, and they make you wonder if something's wrong with you. But I want you to know with all my heart, nothing is wrong. Everything is being made right. Think of Saul on the road to Damascus. He was walking confidently in one direction, convinced he was right, until the light of heaven broke through. He fell to the ground, blind, shaken, undone. That moment of disorientation was not destruction, it was transformation. The old Saul could not survive where Paul was going. His discomfort was the doorway to destiny. And maybe that's where you are right now. What you knew no longer works, and what you're becoming feels unfamiliar. That's because God is dismantling your old patterns, the way He stripped away Saul's eyesight, to give you new vision. This fog in your mind that you've been battling is not failure, it is the clearing away of clutter. God is softening the soil of your spirit, so fresh seeds can take root. That weight in your chest that you cannot shake is not punishment. It is your capacity being expanded so you can carry blessings bigger than your past prayers. The things that made sense before no longer satisfy you because heaven is pulling you higher. You can't stay in yesterday's comfort zone when tomorrow's calling requires your courage. Look at Israel in the wilderness. They cried for the food of Egypt, the onions, the garlic, the bread of captivity because it was familiar. But God had manna waiting for them, provision from heaven that could only be received when they stepped into the unknown. Their hunger pains, their discomfort were not a curse. They were a sign that the menu of bondage no longer matched the appetite of freedom. And maybe that's why your conversations feel empty now, why the rooms you used to enjoy feel suffocating. It's not that you're broken, it's that you are no longer resonating with Egypt. You are being prepared for Canaan. Don't fight this shift. Don't run from this discomfort. Don't call it burnout when it is really breakthrough. The pressure you feel is heaven's hands shaping you like clay. The potter knows when to press, when to stretch, when to spin, and when to let the clay rest. Your life is on his wheel, and though it feels unstable, it is forming something beautiful. What feels like disorientation is actually divine design. Beloved, hear me. Prophecy often arrives wrapped in discomfort. Mary was visited by an angel and told she would carry the Messiah. Do you think that felt simple? That kind of calling disrupted her plans, her reputation, her entire way of life. Yet what looked like scandal was actually salvation. So when you feel misunderstood, when your journey no longer looks like anyone else's, take heart. Your discomfort is prophecy in disguise. This is not the end of you. This is the unveiling of you. The spiritual awakening you're experiencing is stripping away what no longer serves your soul. It is making room for fresh oil, for new vision, for greater faith. Your body might be tired, your mind might feel foggy, but your spirit is awakening to things eternal. Heaven is tuning your ear to hear whispers you used to miss. Heaven is enlarging your heart to carry compassion you didn't have before. Heaven is stretching your faith to believe for things that once felt impossible. David wrote in the Psalms, "When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I." Do you see it? Overwhelm is not a sign that you are losing. It is a sign you are being lifted. That heaviness that makes you cry out to God is the very weight that pulls you closer to Him. And when you lean in, you discover He is not punishing you. He is protecting you, preparing you, perfecting His strength in your weakness. So breathe, chosen one. Release the fear that something is wrong with you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are being reborn. Your restlessness is not a curse. It is a compass. It is pointing you away from the old self and toward the new creation God is unveiling. What feels like endings are actually beginnings. What feels like loss is actually room for abundance. What feels like silence is actually God tuning the frequency of your soul. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. And just as resurrection began with a tomb, with silence, with stillness, your own awakening may feel like burial. But listen, it is not burial. It is planting. A seed must break before it grows. The shell must crack before the sprout pushes upward. And that cracking, that breaking, that stretching is exactly what you feel right now. You are not being buried. You are being planted, and you are about to rise. This is your spiritual awakening. This is God's invitation to embrace the mystery, to trust the stretching, to believe that the shaking is not the end, but the beginning of your becoming. Your discomfort is divine confirmation that heaven has marked you for more. So don't numb it, don't run from it, don't label it as burnout when it is really breakthrough. The pressure you feel is heaven's hands shaping you like clay. The potter knows when to press, when to stretch, when to spin, and when to let the clay rest. Your life is on His wheel, and though it feels unstable, it is forming something beautiful. The best version of you is still unfolding. Chosen ones, have you ever walked into a room and felt something shift inside you before a single word was spoken? Your chest grows heavy, your heart feels unsettled, and your spirit whispers, "Something happened here." That isn't weakness. That isn't paranoia. That is sensitivity sharpened by heaven itself. God is awakening you to discern what others dismiss, to sense what others cannot feel. Walls remember. Floors remember. Atmospheres carry the residue of what has been poured into them, whether joy or pain, peace or chaos. And when you step into those spaces, you are not just walking into a room, you are colliding with history. Think of Jacob at Bethel. He laid his head on a stone, worn and ordinary. But when heaven opened and angels ascended and descended, that place became holy ground. Jacob said, "Surely the Lord was in this place, and I did not know it." Beloved, some places carry blessings, and some carry burdens. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is the evidence of your divine purpose. God is awakening you to discern what others dismiss, to sense what others cannot feel. Walls remember, floors remember. Atmospheres carry the residue of what has been poured into them, whether joy or pain, peace or chaos. And when you step into those spaces, you are not just walking into a room, you are colliding with history. Think of Jacob at Bethel.
He laid his head on a stone, worn and ordinary. But when heaven opened and angels ascended and descended, that place became holy ground. Jacob said, "Surely the Lord was in this place, and I did not know it." Beloved, some places carry blessings, and some carry burdens. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is the evidence of your divine purpose. God is teaching you to recognize the unseen currents, not so you will fear them, but so you will transform them. You are not just noticing the residue of the past. You are carrying the authority to declare new beginnings in spaces that still echo with sorrow. This is why you no longer feel at ease in certain circles. The laughter there doesn't reach your spirit. The conversations leave you dry. The atmosphere reminds you of who you used to be, not who you are becoming. That dissonance is proof that you are being elevated. God is calling you to walk into places that once drained you and instead carry peace into them. Jesus said, "When you enter a house, let your peace rest upon it." That peace you carry is not just for you. It is a weapon. It is a healing balm. It is your divine assignment. Consider how Jesus often withdrew to mountains, to gardens, to quiet places. He knew that environments shape the spirit. He cleansed the temple not only because of what people were doing, but because the holy space had been polluted with greed. He turned over tables, not out of anger alone, but out of divine purpose, to restore a place to its original atmosphere of prayer. When you feel heaviness in certain environments, it is because the God has anointed you to be a restorer of atmospheres, to recognize what is off balance and to release His presence there. And yes, this sensitivity can feel exhausting. You might cry without knowing why. You might carry emotions that don't belong to you. You might feel the tension of arguments that happened years before you entered that room. But understand this, you are not burdened by it. You are entrusted with it. God has given you insight into the unseen so you can step into your divine purpose as a vessel of light in dark spaces. You are the salt of the earth, the light of the world, and salt doesn't preserve by staying away from decay. Light doesn't shine by hiding from the shadows. They show up and shift the atmosphere, so must you. Do not despise this gift of sensitivity. Do not think of it as fragility. It is strength. It is awareness. It is the compass of the Spirit pointing you where healing is needed. Think of the woman who touched the hem of Jesus' garment. In a crowded place with many voices and bodies pressing in, he stopped and said, "Who touched me?" The disciples thought it was silly. Everyone was touching him, but Jesus knew this was different. He discerned the pull of faith in the middle of chaos. That same discernment is rising in you. You feel what others ignore. You notice what others overlook. And this is not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you for the acceleration of God's plan in your life. Yes, places hold memories, but chosen ones hold assignments. You are walking evidence that God does not leave spaces untouched by His presence. When you step into a place heavy with betrayal, you carry forgiveness. When you enter a place that echoes with grief, you carry comfort. When you walk through environments stained with failure, you carry the fragrance of victory. You are not just reacting to the atmosphere, you are rewriting it with your presence. This is what divine purpose looks like in motion. It is not always loud, it is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply you showing up, smiling, breathing peace, and shifting the unseen atmosphere until the walls that once remembered pain begin to remember healing. Even the land remembers. In Scripture, God told Cain that his brother's blood cried out from the ground. Places hold stories, but chosen ones carry redemption. You are the balance. You are the bridge. You are the living reminder that God is still rewriting stories. Your discomfort is simply the signal that something in that place is waiting for your light to speak. So don't run from the places that feel heavy. Don't think you are strange for noticing the atmosphere. Don't call yourself too sensitive. Instead, Thank God for making you a vessel who can sense, who can see, who can carry His presence into the cracks of creation. This is not random, it is preparation. Your divine purpose requires sensitivity, because without it, you would miss the subtle moments where heaven is whispering through the air. Beloved, let this truth comfort you today. You are not weak, you are watchful. You are not broken, you are blessed. You are not cursed by heaviness. You are commissioned to carry peace. Every place you enter is waiting for the fragrance of Christ you bring. Every atmosphere you encounter is an assignment. And when you feel the weight pressing in, remember this. Your spirit is not just reacting to old energies. It is adjusting to the acceleration of what God is about to pour into your life. Chosen one, your divine purpose is not just about what you accomplish. It is about the atmosphere you shift, the peace you bring, the light you carry into places that have forgotten what hope feels like. When places hold memories, you hold miracles. When walls echo with pain, you echo with promise. And the world is waiting for you to step fully into that calling. Lean into it. Trust it. For every room you walk into is not just a room. It is a stage for God's glory to be revealed through you.
Chosen ones, lean in close, because I feel this with every part of my spirit. The pace of heaven is shifting, and you can feel it in your bones. What used to take years of struggle, planning, and waiting is now unfolding in days. The delay has been broken. The long nights of prayer that felt unanswered are now colliding with God's perfect timing. This is not coincidence. This is divine acceleration. It is the season where doors fly open without you knocking, where favor finds you in unexpected places, where blessings arrive so quickly you will hardly be able to explain it. And when others look at you, they will call it luck, but you will know the truth. It is not luck. It is alignment. It is God's hand moving on your behalf because you stayed faithful in the waiting. But I must prepare your heart, because acceleration comes with its own battle. The enemy knows he cannot stop the promise, so instead he would try to stop you from being ready to receive it. He will throw distractions in your path, temptations dressed as opportunities, delays that look like detours. He will whisper that it is too much, too fast, too soon. But let me tell you, when heaven speeds up, it is not chaos, it is completion. God is redeeming time. He is restoring years the locust has eaten. And in this acceleration, you are not just receiving blessings, you are finding purpose. You see, purpose is often hidden in the waiting, but it is revealed in the release. Think of Joseph. He was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly. Years and years passed with no explanation. But in one single day, he went from the dungeon to the palace, from forgotten to favorite. That sudden shift was not random. It was the manifestation of what God had already spoken. Joseph's pain prepared him to manage Pharaoh's palace, but the speed of the manifestation revealed his purpose. And the same is happening in your life right now. What you thought was wasted time was actually preparation. What you thought were closed doors were actually divine pauses. And now that heaven's clock has struck the hour, you will see why it took so long to suddenly move so fast. The speed of manifestation will not only bless you, it will reveal why you were created. Finding purpose is not about chasing something distant. It is about recognizing that every delay, every tear, every unanswered prayer was shaping you for this accelerated season. God could not allow certain doors to open before because you would not have had the strength to walk through them. He could not allow certain relationships or opportunities to manifest earlier because they would have broken you instead of building you. But now, your spirit has matured, your heart has been refined, your faith has been tested, and heaven says you are ready. The manifestation is not just a gift, it is a confirmation of your identity in Christ. Think of Esther. She was hidden, overlooked, and even silent at times. But when the moment came, she stepped into her divine purpose with courage. In one act of obedience, an entire nation was saved. Her acceleration was not just about her elevation, it was about her assignment. And beloved, the speed you are about to experience is not just for your comfort, it is for your calling.
God is blessing you quickly because your life carries weight, your story carries power, and your purpose will rescue others. The acceleration is about aligning you with the right people, the right moments, the right divine intersections, so that your obedience brings breakthrough not only for you, but for everyone connected to you. This is why you must guard your focus. When acceleration comes, distractions will multiply. The enemy will try to pull your eyes away from purpose by surrounding you with noise, fear, or even counterfeit blessings. But stay anchored. Do not confuse distraction for direction. Do not confuse delay for denial. The rapid change you are about to see is not random. It is heaven's strategy. Isaiah says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" Notice that word now. Not later, not someday, but now. You are living in the now of God's timing. Chosen one, hear me. This is the season where you will look back and wonder how things turned so quickly. You will say, just yesterday I was waiting and today I'm walking in it. That is the nature of manifestation. It feels sudden to you, but it has always been certain to God. And in the unfolding, you will see that the waiting was never wasted because it taught you to lean on Him, to trust His word, to find your purpose in His presence.
So I declare over you today, the speed of manifestation will not overwhelm you, it will establish you. It will not confuse you, it will clarify you. It will not destroy you, it will deliver you into the fullness of your divine assignment. Every door that opens quickly will confirm your calling. Every blessing that arrives suddenly will remind you of God's faithfulness. Every shift that feels too fast will carry you deeper into the truth that you were born for such a time as this. Stay ready, beloved. Guard your peace. Guard your focus. Guard your worship. Because what is coming will happen swiftly. And when it does, you will not only rejoice at the blessing, you will awaken to the beauty of finding purpose in the speed of God's perfect manifestation.
Chosen one, I need you to pause and breathe this in. The weight of your presence is not a burden, it is a blessing. You carry something holy, something eternal, something that shifts the very atmosphere when you enter a room. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but others feel it. Some lean in closer, drawn to the peace and authenticity you embody. Others shrink back, not because you have done them wrong, but because your very existence reveals what they would rather keep hidden. That is the power of walking in truth. Your authenticity is a mirror, and when people look at you, they see both who they are and who they are not. This is why you've often wondered, why do people treat me differently? Why do some turn cold when I have done nothing but be kind? Why do I sense tension in spaces where I am only myself? It is not rejection, it is revelation. Your alignment with God carries a frequency that disrupts what is false. Masks cannot survive in the presence of someone who has chosen to walk uncovered before heaven. Your life itself is a breakthrough message. You are living proof that God still transforms hearts, that He still honors obedience, that He still raises up those who choose to walk in His light. Think of Daniel in Babylon. He did not compromise his faith to blend in. He prayed when others bowed to idols, and his presence in that kingdom was a constant reminder of truth. The officials hated him not because he was evil, but because his integrity exposed their corruption. The lion's den was not the end of him. It was the confirmation of the weight he carried. God shut the mouths of the lions to prove that a man aligned with Him cannot be touched by schemes of darkness. And chosen one, the same is true for you. Your presence unsettles what is corrupt because heaven has placed a seal upon you. Understand this with tenderness. True power cannot be bought. It cannot be faked. It must be lived. And you are living it day by day through your resilience, your prayers, your quiet acts of love. Even when you think no one is watching, heaven sees. Even when you feel small, the spiritual world recognizes the light you carry. That is why you feel resistance at times. That is why the enemy sends distractions dressed as blessings.
Counterfeit opportunities are his attempt to dilute your destiny, to make you trade authenticity for applause, to tempt you into doors that are wide but not divine. But hear this encouragement: the very fact that counterfeits come your way is proof that the real door is near. The enemy only imitates what he cannot create. He knows he cannot stop your breakthrough message from reaching others, so he tries to reroute you before you walk through the right door. Yet Scripture reminds us, the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. Not every open door is meant for you, but the one God opens, no man can shut. This is why discernment is your safeguard and patience is your shield. Think of Jesus in the wilderness. After 40 days of fasting, the enemy came offering him kingdoms, bread, and power. They were doors that looked appealing, but they were counterfeit. They bypassed the cross and the resurrection, the very core of his divine purpose. But Jesus knew who he was, and because he knew, he refused the shortcuts. That's the lesson for you, beloved. Do not despise your waiting. Do not rush into every opportunity that presents itself. Ask, who opened this door? Did this invitation come with peace or with pressure? Does this path bring me closer to God's presence or pull me away? These questions are not fear, they are wisdom. Chosen one, the weight you carry is not just for you. It is for those around you who are starving for hope. You are their breakthrough message, not because of what you say, but because of who you are becoming. Your quiet endurance preaches louder than any sermon. Your refusal to bow to bitterness declares God's faithfulness. Your choice to keep shining when others tried to dim you becomes a living testimony that cannot be denied. You are walking proof that God uses the overlooked, the underestimated, the misunderstood to reveal His glory. Even your struggles have become part of this breakthrough message. Paul wrote that we carried this treasure in jars of clay so that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. Your cracks, your scars, your broken places are not disqualifications. They are windows through which God's light shines brighter. And that is why people cannot figure you out. How can you still be standing? How can you still smile? How can you keep forgiving? They may never say it, but your very life convicts and inspires them. And so, beloved, lift your head. Do not shrink under the weight you carry. It is holy weight. It is the evidence of God's hand on your life. When you walk into rooms and feel the tension, remember, it is not you being rejected. It is the glory you carry, being recognized. When opportunities come that feel too easy, remember, not every open door is divine. Wait for the one marked with peace. Wait for the one that aligns with your calling. And while you wait, know this: your very presence is already making an impact. You are the breakthrough message this world has been waiting for, not because you are perfect, but because you are surrendered. Not because you know everything, but because you trust the one who does. Your presence is proof that God still raises up light in the middle of darkness, still places strength in the middle of weakness, still uses ordinary lives to carry extraordinary power. The weight of your presence is not a burden to hide, it is a gift to release. So walk boldly, chosen one, for the world is watching, heaven is cheering, and God is saying, this is the hour where your very life will speak louder than your words.
Chosen one, let me tell you something that may ease the ache in your heart. That feeling of being stuck, that sense that your life has been on pause, may not be failure at all. It may be God's hand covering you, preserving you, shielding you from what you could not yet see. Sometimes the most loving answer heaven gives is not yes, not now, not yet. And though we wrestle with it, though our hearts cry out for movement, His silence and His pauses are often louder than His words. You see, delay is not always denial. It is often divine protection. Think about Noah. He spent years building an ark while people mocked him, laughed at him, and misunderstood him. To them it looked like wasted time. To heaven, it looked like preparation for preservation. What appeared to be delay was really God's way of keeping Noah and his family safe from the storm that was about to come. That same God is moving in your life. He is shutting doors that would have led to heartbreak. He is holding back opportunities that would have looked good but harmed your destiny. His delay is His mercy. His pause is His love. His stillness is His strategy. Chosen one, do not despise the pause. Every moment of waiting has been building strength in you, like roots growing deep beneath the soil. The tree may not bloom in winter, but the roots are alive, stretching further, anchoring deeper, preparing for the weight of the fruit that will one day appear. That is what God has been doing in your life. When you thought nothing was moving, everything was being aligned. This is not a setback, it is a setup. This is not punishment, it is positioning. If you are listening to this right now, hear it as a Christian motivational speech for your spirit. God has not forgotten you. He has not passed you by. He has not abandoned you. He is the author of time, and He writes every chapter with purpose. Your delay has been a divine chapter. Your stillness has been a sacred classroom. And while you thought you were losing years, He was restoring you, refining you, teaching you discernment so that when the true doors opened, you would know which ones to walk through and which ones to leave behind. Look at the life of Joseph. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, thrown into prison. Years passed with no explanation, no breakthrough, no sign of change. But in the silence, God was shaping a leader. What looked like delay was really preparation for promotion. In one moment, Pharaoh called his name, and Joseph went from the dungeon to the palace. That is the speed of God's timing. One day of favor can redeem years of waiting. And chosen one, that is what is coming to you. Your name is about to be called. Your season of delay is shifting into a season of divine release. Do not curse the waiting. Do not look back with regret. Every hardship you endured has been recorded. Every tear has been counted. Every prayer whispered in the night has been heard. And God is faithful. He is not unjust to forget your labor, your sacrifice, your faith. He has stored it all like seeds in the ground, and now the rain of His favor is about to fall. The harvest will not just comfort you, it will vindicate you. Those who overlooked you will witness your rise. Those who doubted you will see the evidence of God's hand on your life. Delay is not just about your story. It is also about those watching you. People are learning from the way you wait. Your patience is preaching. Your endurance is a sermon. Your very life has become a Christian motivational speech to others who feel forgotten. They look at you and see someone who should have given up but didn't, someone who should have lost hope but still believes. You are inspiring people you don't even know by the way you stand still in faith. That is how powerful waiting can be when it is surrendered to God. So let your heart be comforted today. This pause has been holy. This delay has been sacred. This waiting has not been wasted. You are not behind. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And now the final revelation is here. The season of waiting is over. The doors that once remained locked will swing wide. The tables that were closed to you will now have a seat with your name on it. The very stones that were thrown at you will become the platform you stand on. Your name will be vindicated not by your strength, but by the hand of God who lifts the humble and exalts the faithful.
Chosen one, abundance is coming, not just enough to survive, but overflow. Not just answers to your prayers, but blessings beyond what you asked for. Every hardship you endured is about to be repaid with joy. Every delay redeemed with double portion. Every disappointment reversed with divine favor. The wait is over. Your breakthrough is here. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, because He is faithful and He has never been late.
So hear me now, chosen ones, because I feel this deep in my own spirit. Your restlessness was never a curse. It was a signal that heaven had already marked your next chapter. What looked like silence was God writing your story in secret.
What felt like delay was divine positioning. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are on the edge of manifestation, and nothing can stop what God has prepared for you. If this breakthrough message has stirred your heart, I want you to declare it boldly in the comments. My waiting is over. That simple act is more than words. It is a prophetic stamp over your life. And as you're typing, let me thank you from the bottom of my heart. Every moment you spend here, every comment you share, every prayer you whisper matters. Your presence is not just welcomed, it is treasured. Chosen ones, if this word resonated with your journey of personal growth, I ask you to like this video. Your support helps us spread these messages to those who desperately need hope. And before you go, subscribe to Spiritual Journals and turn on the notifications so you never miss what God is speaking in this season. Together, we are not just watching videos, we are building a family of faith, courage, and clarity. I bless you now. May your heart find peace. May your purpose shine brighter than your pain. And may every step you take lead you deeper into God's abundance.